Hello and welcome. I'm the Power Freak, and this is a Let's Play of Actual Sunlight. Now, I was normally going to continue with the rest of the Let's Plays I have on my channel, but this one takes priority because, well, it's an amazing game created by an indie developer, and it's basically awesome. We'll just start a new game. Let's see. Sounds kind of loud. I enjoy it. Oh, fuck. This always appears on my screen. Let's see. What kill yourself today? You can masturbate tomorrow. But even when you're... Technically, he's correct. Why kill yourself today when you can masturbate tomorrow? I know what you're doing. Why keep getting up day in and day out, even though your life is going nowhere? Stupid damn clock. Now this is more sort of a visual novel, so we're not really gonna do that much, but it's interesting. I really want to do it, and it's basically useless. No raises, no promotion, no growth, no future, unless no love. Now this is not gonna be the sort of game you will be watching if you're like, life is beautiful for me, everything went well. It's mostly because this game was made with the idea of depression and so on. It really brings a new vibe to it, and I don't even know how to describe it. But if you ever suffer from depression, or you know someone that suffered from depression and have been there for him, you might really understand what this game is about. But don't feel bad for yourself. Feel bad for exploiting immigrants who have their fingers shattered while stocking sleeves on the graveyard shifts at monolithic, I can't even pronounce it, monolithic retailers. Feel bad for the soldiers of foreign wars who have their arms blown off by IEDs. Feel bad for art failures. How the fuck did I say that? Feel bad for art failure. Long-haul truck drivers who need every firm grasp they have left for the dark roads and bottom-crashing races ahead. No matter how bad things get, none of those people can live the life that you can. A life of dick punching, resignation. That feels weird. Okay, now I for one suffer from depression, and I kinda know what it's like. And I can get this guy. But you'll see later on why I say this is kinda sad. You are lucky. You have food, you have water, and you have shelter. Shelter that specifically includes at least one room with locked doors, an internet connection, and a computer you don't share with your elderly parents. No king lives. You to exalt from one type of glamoring to indulge in another. No bishop lives to tell you not to bash yourself. There has never been a better time in the history of mankind to be completely crippling, devastating alone, and yet here you are, thinking about giving up on the good times, now realizing that you still have so much to live for, that there is still so much to jerk off to. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of porn, like, you don't even know that. You might even invent new porn, so better live to one. After all, the world is large. Alive with people as fat, shallow, and broken as you are. Alive with beautiful women that have been lied to all their lives. You get on, US is bound for your pornography. Alive with the seething sadness of all our breaking dreams. And I hope that you read this world and realize that there is still so much inside of you, just waiting to come out. I hope you promise yourself to live, to see the day that you truly fall in love at first sight. Look your eyes onto the look you waited a long lifetime to see. Hit the pause button, take a deep breath, and know what it will be like to be wanted, and even if it isn't for the right reason, by anybody. If only for a moment. Okay, so this is a sad story, because if we understand it by now, our character is supposed to be fat, broken, he's supposed to be messed up. patient transcript, even when it's doctor. Why did you? Let's see if I can do this somehow. That you can differentiate it. Why did you set your alarm clock for 5 a.m. every morning, even though you will never get up before? Why he snoozed for 3 hours? You want to start exercising? Look at me. I had. Then why didn't you? I don't know. I guess the night before, you feel like tomorrow will be different. Every night you think tomorrow is the day you're going to do it. Start exercising? Start everything. Use arrow keys to move it to drag, not try everything, because that's the best thing. And no, I'm not gonna do full screen thing. Okay, so let's have a little. Let's read a little more. Assembling instructions. Sawdust dresser by Evelyn. 1. Attempt to open the box. Failed to do so. And rip corrugated card box into pieces until dresser's parts are exposed. Consider instances. I forgot how to say it. Of two-person assembly to be personal indictment of a character and discrimination towards sad loners. Murder homophobic indignations about uppity Scandinavians and their perfect little shoebox in the distance. Figure out that assembly of a dresser will require actual tools, not just syringe tin Allen key. Run downstairs to convenience store that drives on overpriced sundries for its immaculate condominium man children. Okay, so I'm just feeling weird when I'm buying knockoff Chinese screwdrivers for the 3 times normal retail price. Assemble dresser. Periodically stopping to drink alone and stretch out re-aggravated lower back injuries. Screw up assembly at the very end such that the dresser looks completely fine. The drawers are fixed into place and do not actually open. Turn structure around completely, exposing open rear side of the dresser. And remove topper drawer entirely, running entire dresser as a giant open hole. Realize that nobody will probably ever see how fucked up this is. That it wouldn't be a criteria if any girl was actually willing to come here in the first place, and that you're probably just going to leave all of your clothes hanging over the furniture or stuck in the dryer anyway. Live with it. Best idea ever. This a Sony A reader, definitely obsolete by now. Creative Reader 497Y. University of Toronto. Instructor Eva Winder. First day lecture. Notes. The first thing you should know about being a writer is that it will turn you into a person who will find every excuse not to write. In fact, like many things in life, the more you want it to happen, the stupider about it you will get. A lot of people never relate to this. A lot of people don't know what it is like to value on something that very few people will ever get to have. And I'm not talking about money or fame. Obviously, everybody wants that. I'm talking about a deeply felt desire to say something that is painful in a way that is both beautiful and true. But without this desire will melt you into a crazy, miserable shit. I'll give an example. I remember when I decided that enough was enough, that I was finally going to get serious about becoming an author. I went straight to the nearest bookstore to buy every book about reading that I could get my hands on. I was prepared to do anything, absolutely anything, except actually sit down and write. There were so many books that I thought I had to read before I could attempt to write anything that I bought a $300 e-reader instead of trying to carry them all home. Of course, I also planned to actually read all the books that I had supposedly read in school. The e-reader sat on my nightstand and collected dust for years. Now you might think our character is named Evan Winter. Now you might think that this is like a memorization of his past. You will be bad if you think that, to be honest. I have the idea for you, but you'll see at the end. You might even review Awake, The Something Awful Forms by Red Winter 47. I'm posting this review because I think the community that has built up around this game is not even a moronic circle jerk. People have taken the fact that it has some false silver of artistic credibility and blown it out into the ridiculousness as a way of feeling better about something that we all know is true about a video game. That they are shitty about video games in general. Yeah, I know some of them are. They're shitty. Anesthetic that we have spent our shitty anesthetic lives. It's not that great. It's not that great that the game has 10 different endings. Like over 100 hours of average playtime. You see, I can't really remember a game that has 10 different endings. I'm thinking of Mass Effect, but Mass Effect has like 3 of them, if I remember well. Anyway, that's just a way of making you feel like you're special, which is exactly what you never have. It's not romantic that a game deals broad themes of loneliness and despair. Is this game actually taking on itself? That's my question here. You're actually alone. You're actually in despair. You know that there's nothing romantic about it. None of it includes longing, gaze into moonlight. Just pizza pops and preservation until you have a stroke that your parents spend their time looking after you. Oh, that's kind of bad. Finally, it's not filled with rich picture characters whose relationship and dialogue will pull at your heartstrings. It's hours of endless drivel that prefers complete childish conception of intimacy and togetherness for the sole and pandering purpose of tickering you into the fake warmth of delusionally believing that you relate to something that you only wish you did. Well, I'm mostly looking at myself and how I'm speaking because I fuck up at big words and now I just it's like I'm a boss. And you believe these things because you are nothing. You never read a book that didn't have a dragon or a laser gun on the cover. You live in a filthy dark room with a laptop and a soda-stained mousepad. And you play Awake, not because it's about human beings, but because you desperately wish you were a human being in the first place. But you are not. You are not a hero. You are a monster. User was banned for this course. Reason TL. Dot. Kratima. Dear Kratima. Faggot. Well, was it interesting? I don't know. Let's see what we have in nice time. My iPad. You're plugging it all over here. Transcript. Late night show. Guest Evan Winter. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking to the author and comedian Evan Writer about his breakout success. Now we don't have too many writers on the show. What do you think has become a bit different about your life since all of this happened? Well, I used to sleep on an iPad. That's funny. I agree. What exactly do you mean by sleep with? As in you will hold it close? Well, it wasn't intimate. But spreading out with it was definitely the only reason I actually needed a queen size bed. I feel awkward. That's right. So now you will preferably sleep with a woman? Yes, woman. Definitely a woman. I mean, not every night. A normal amount. A regular amount. Exactly. I'm a normal person now. And I'm good with that. You know, you sound like you're already married. I would love to get married. Marriage works. People always seem to think I wouldn't be up for it. But I totally am. Maybe it was all that sleeping with either. Yeah. From Junior Assistant Executive Administrator. See office. What was this? Junior Assistant Executive Administrator. Is there this is a real thing because I never understand why I play the game. To Director Corporate Communication. Subject, no subject. We'd like you to look at the transcript below and develop new messaging for transitional compensation. Interview by Cobb. Program is excellent. So this program is obviously in how your shop is telling IRC to pitch it. Being transcription. Hi, Harsh RVP. Thanks for coming in this morning, even. CNDDT. Closing, sure. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. Time and time again, I've said that one thing we need in this company besides our top executive talent are young people. Young people who don't just go back to the bed instead of waking up. Young people who don't just walk around in trains as if they have no future. Young people who won't let their peers down, even when they're asked to do more with less. Sound like it would be a shame to lose young people like that. I couldn't agree more. That's why I really hope you will consider staying on with us, even though our compensation package will be transitioning from a direct model to experiential one. Experiential one? What is that? What? A new perspective, a new opportunity to really show us that what you've made of. I just want to be completely clear on this. You're talking about no money, right? Well, the philosophy that we're embracing is something that we call life stage based compensation. We want to hone in on exactly what needs are for each of our employment groups based on their current life phase. So, for an employee of your age and demographic profile, we know that all you're really looking for is mentorship, energy drinks, and a very high quantity of work that will really give you an exposure to the professional environment that you're looking for. I'm 28 years old. I'm not sure what demographic profile you're thinking I fit into. There are a lot of factors there. I mean, there are people here who have family support, and as you'll no doubt recall from our mission and vision statement, this is a family company. I watched 3 people who I knew have young children leave here with the boxes this morning. That's exactly why they were simply released. It would have been irresponsible of us to offer them a transitional opportunity. We care enough to get them out of here and back into the search for a paying position as quickly as possible. They have people who need them. Do you? Candidate exits. Interview ends. Okay. That was fun. No. That was years ago. I gotta get up. So, years ago, our protagonist is Rule suffering from big depression. Let's see what's happening. What's here? I used to have a desktop. It's gone now. I use the laptop in my room. I can understand why. A PS3. This is the only reason I even own a TV. To play PS3 games. Oh, that's the guy. I should have used this as a factory garbage bin for anything that won't actually want. It's full of plastic bags from Shoppers Drug Market at the moment. Shoppers Drug Market. Never use this. Well, I'll take a shower first. Okay. But first, let's look in the mirror. Patient transcription. Even one. What is your earliest memory of disliking yourself? When I was 15 or 16, I shaved for the first time. Immediately, my skin had a vicious reaction to it. Bled everywhere. My neck and jawline were completely covered in huge bumps and rashes. I didn't come out of my room for hours. I hate looking in the mirror or being pictures to this day. I'm sure it wasn't just poor technique. People always says that. Or at least look like you're thinking it. You know, I tried everything. It was like a piano wire stabbing your face out from the inside, and it survives beyond every 4-figure shotgun solution in existence. And what happened after you come out? Nothing really. But I knew what it meant. This was high school. With all those kids with horrifying scarring acne. And it isn't like this looked any better. From then on, I knew I was going to be one of those guys that girls would look away from for the rest of my life. That would be a very painful thing to believe. I guess it was the first time that I realized that you just get dealt a shitty hand. That there could be something wrong with you. That no matter what, you'll never be able to do anything about it. In a way, I think you were lucky to get as far as you did without learning that. Thinking of all the reasons in the world you could have learned that sooner. Reasons that could have been much worse. I don't really know what to say about that. You only live life as yourself. Let's take a shit. This place may be disorganized. There are some things you gotta keep clean. Yeah. Take a shower. Okay. I'm not sure how this works. I'm not even sure my voice will be here right now, but patient transcript, even when done. Do you ever have a suicidal thought? What do you mean? Right now? Are you implying there are situations where you ordinarily would? I don't know. A decision like that seems like more responsibility than I've given space for myself. Sometimes I'll stand in the shower for a long time, slowly turning up the temperature of the water until it hurts. eventually my body seems to adjust to being now turn up again. There's so much that I can do. So, thinking about killing yourself in this way by burning yourself. I'm not saying that it's good idea. I just think it's what suicide is. To think about suicide more than have specific plan to commit suicide yourself. Is that correct? How often do you think about these things? How long have you been thinking this way? How does thinking about it what wanting to do it make you feel? Frustrated, tired, hopeless? Go that was me. Go to the roof of the building. You know what? I got like the day. I'll bury something and get off to the office. Well, you can't really eat anything. I can tell you that. And I put out to the weight lose book I will one day write by Fuenter. Before I wrote this book, I had reached a point where all I ever thought about was food. My life went from joking that nothing but pizza would give me a relief to a life in which it was actually true. Do you know what it's like to wake up in the morning knowing that eating something terrible is the only happy thing that's gonna happen to you all day? You kill yourself at some horrific job that you're lucky to have, and when it's all over, all you want to do is forget about it. People say you could stop, but you're so huge by now that you realize you would have to stop for years and years on end. That even then, you still might not be good enough for anything or anyone. And by the time you do it, who can even say if anyone will be alive? Still, you make a few attempts over the years. Because a part of you thinks you would be a completely normal person if you wait didn't disqualify you from being one in the first place. Sometimes it even goes well. But then you're still miles behind, and that one shitty, still good thing you've always had starts calling you when you realize that she isn't interested. It's calling you when you are out with people who don't have to live this way to be just be normal. It's calling you when you go out to eat with your parents and you realize what a disappointment you are to them. What a waste of all that energy you were all the time. It's calling you. Why did I turn off? Wait. Hello? Everything's great, Mom. Yeah, of course, I'll have dinner with you guys this weekend. You can eat whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. I gotta get home. I don't know what's going on with either of them. No, I know. Okay, bye. Now it's time to see what I can do. Start putting back in control. Don't go to the roof. And I have something to eat here. I guess I'll get on the way. Let's see if this works. Leave the apartment. No, of course you can leave it. You need to go to work. Yes, save game. Take over. Roof. So this is the roof. It's nice, right? I mean, told us to go to the roof. Let's see if we can have to go to work. This was nice. He was like, go to the roof. Nah, don't go to the roof. And when he goes to the roof, he's like, I gotta. No. Take over to the street. And here we have patient transcript even right. So this is how the game works basically. It's just a lot of talking. Do you understand that? In many ways, you're very fortunate. What do you mean? You had access to education security. You're a white male. There's a great deal of privilege intertwined with nearly everything about who you are. I don't know. I feel an awful lot like a member of that club in a name and a site only. I don't have some friends at cottage. I never participated in any mud-based fitness challenges. There are no adorable blondes meeting me for blind dates at ironic board games. Those aren't the types of advantages I'm talking about. I know. There are types of advantages that education and security makes worth having in the first place. Aren't they? What even changed about my life? I sold coffee or a card for $7 an hour. What do you think? I think it would just mean being openly rejected by a type of people who only pretend to accept me now. And that isn't worth something. All I'm talking about is being something but not being a part of it. Coffee? Food? Have a great day. Okay. What I realized, you can't really talk to some people. Christmas bullshit. But even when I think of what it will mean to be grown up, I have an unshakable impression of going home for Christmas Eve with my wife and my infant children. And there are 3 of them, and they're all equal infantile. But they're not triplets. It's snowing outside, even though it never snows on Christmas Eve in Toronto anymore. Because my parents opened the front door that I just knocked on with one of those big brace things. Even though we've never had one, and obviously I didn't even know what it's called. The heavenly aroma of an industrial baker licks us across the face. Through all of this, my wife is so hot. She looks like a combination of every girl who ever wasted my time. My father hands me a cigar and gives me the news. We're both amazing at playing the acoustic guitar. It's a Christmas miracle. Yeah, that's the good news. Later on that evening, I'm sitting in the bed with my wife, and she tells me that she will always love me, that we will never die. And that's all I ever think about when I think of having kids. How much of a failure I am, that I cannot cause the world I have described here to exist. My career passion is not to be a stabbed homeless guy, even with uncertified life coach. I mean, even writer is a lot of things, to be honest now. But there's an even writer who's a director. So, let's go. When you sit down to your daily 1 hour personal career goal time focus affirmation session, that's right. What amps you to the max? What motivates and engages you to take it to the next level? We all like to imagine the possibility of prosperity for everyone, or at least everyone of our ethnicity with a similar education background. But some people are winners, where others are merely honest. In the past, it was relevant for people to look at their professional arc a lot different. What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What if commute or living environment really meets your personal needs? What sort of retirement situation are you envisioning? And how would you like to see your definite benefit pension plan invested? Today, however, the good news is that none of those questions matter. Today, it's simply sufficient to ask yourself if you would or would rather not drink yourself to sleep on a vent every night. Nobody likes a 2-hour commute. But damn it. Would you rather walk 70 blocks in the dead of the winter for a cup of soup? Nobody appreciates an ability to visit the dentist. Would you rather get your teeth clumped out by a disgruntled police officer? And the people on top, they wonder how they ever lost this plot to being here. Why do we ever give anyone anything? Why didn't we just ask them if they'd rather be stabbed homeless guy? I don't know what to say, but I don't want to give him something. You got smoke? No, sorry, man. So that guy was asking for smoke. I guess we're gonna be done with this, and before we get the job, we're just gonna end the episode. Please read this if you are a young person. Now, by Will O'Neilly. Now, you might wonder, okay, so until now we have Even Winter, but who's Will O'Neilly? Well, Will O'Neilly is the creator of the game. Will O'Neilly, as well, if I remember, has been through the pressure, and this is a shout out to young people playing the game. So let's go on. If I have any fear about putting this project out, that somebody who is in the mindset of a difficult time growing up will see this game and think that it applies to them. I'm not going to say that I was not like you, not a lot like you. I probably was. I've struggled with the feeling of anger and depression since I was very young, no more than 12 or 13 years old. I don't need to get into what problems both caused by this worst and still are. I think the things that happen in this game makes them pretty clear. It's also pretty clear where all of this is headed. But listen, the fact that you're young means in and of itself that you still have a lot of time to change things. That doesn't mean you're going to get everything you want, but I promise that you can do a lot better than you will if you give yourself over to the spirit. Because when you get into your late 20s and early 30s, like the protagonists in this game, and like me, a lot of the choices you made earlier can start become seriously in play. All doors can be closed. A lot of things start to go on without you. I've been the way that I am my entire life, but let me tell you something. It's different now, and I can see now that things will only get even more difficult over even more time. In the end, that's what this game is about, an end game. Somebody whose pain has slowly risen in excess to their ability to deal with it. Somebody whose options have become totally disconnected from fantasies and regrets that they cannot turn away from. This game is not a game. It's a portrait. I credit it to document something that I think is human and beautiful and real. And if you appreciate that, great. That's art what art is. But don't get it twisted. It's about a 30-something corporate dead ender with no youthful energy. No people his own age who haven't moved on in life that he can turn to. And no time or money left to change or undo any of those things. I don't care how fucked up you think your life is. If you aren't at least 25, that ain't you. So don't you fucking dare. It doesn't mean don't you fucking dare relate to the game. But this is my opinion about it. He doesn't mean don't you fucking dare to relate to the game. I think it means don't you fucking dare to give up. Because that's is. Well, that lesson was strong. You know what? Don't take it. Bills to pay, no point putting it off. Anyway. It's fun to go like this, you know? Anyway, I'm the Perfect Hero. Thank you for watching, and I hope you tune in next time. I hope you enjoyed.